What's up everybody, my name is Justin. Welcome to my pit lane basement. That's right, we're not hanging out in the garage today working on the real cars. I thought it'd be a good idea to give you guys an insight into one of my other off-season hobbies, and that is my sim racing rig that I have here behind me. Now I do have a number of real car projects coming up here. We're still kind of waiting on parts and some other things you guys saw in the previous week, my MCS suspension unboxing. So I got a few miscellaneous parts, springs, and a few other pieces that we need to get before I can get started on that suspension swap. And I'm also cooking up some ideas for my E36 BMW. I got a big surprise for that one if I decide to keep the car in the first place, but I got some things going through my head for the E36 BMW that I think you guys will enjoy. But for this video, we're gonna go ahead and talk about my sim racing rig, what I did to get everything set up. I did kind of a budget build. We'll go over the PC, my wheel and pedal kits, my seat that I'm sitting in. Actually, this is one of my BRZ seats from the BRZ itself. So we'll show you how that's all set up and bring a little racing action for you as well. I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start off talking about the PC build itself. It's nothing too crazy actually, and for the games that I play primarily iRacing and Project Cars, and now Project Cars 2, which just came out not too long ago. I was looking at the new Forza 7, I played the demo, and it looked really sweet. The graphics were awesome, but I love the feel and the physics of Project Cars and Project Cars 2 actually better, so I like that as a simulator better, so I ended up getting Project Cars 2 and skipped on the Forza 7, at least for now. So I've been building PCs for many years. I've been gaming on PCs since the early 90s and building them since then as well. So this is a custom built PC that we have here for the simulator rig, and I'm not going to show you pictures or video of the PC box itself, a standard mid-tower ATX box, but give you an overview of what hardware we've got in the thing and kind of give you an idea what it takes to run these games on, you know, medium to high levels of detail. This is not a build that will allow you to run the games on max settings or ultra settings, but they're pretty inexpensive to build out this way. This was actually a PC that I had, a second PC for just general gaming and fun stuff down here, and converted it into the sim rig. So what we've got is of course, like I mentioned, the ATX case. We got a Gigabyte main board, just a generic motherboard, nothing too fancy. 8 gigabytes of DDR3 memory. We have an Intel i5 2500K CPU, which is one of my personal favorite CPUs. You can overclock them like crazy if you need the extra speed. This one in this box is not overclocked. My main gaming computer and editing computer, which is over here next to me, that one is overclocked like crazy because of some of the other games that I play. But this one, being in the stock clock, works just fine for Project Cars 2 and iRacing and any other games that I throw at this one. As for the video card, it's a mid-range Radeon. It's an R9 200 video card, 2 gigabytes of memory on that thing. And again, not super high-end, but plenty enough to run these games that we play at perfectly fine resolution. And I have a Samsung 840 SSD drive, solid state hard drive, for all of the storage space. In the back, I've got 3 BenQ monitors. They're 24-inch monitors set up in the triple screen or 3-screen display mode, so your desktop and the games as well display across all 3 displays as if it was one giant screen, which is really cool once we get into the racing games itself. Hopefully I'll be able to show you that in a little bit here, and the camera will pick it up all right. And then we have a few peripherals, of course, the keyboard, the mouse, just a standard Bluetooth keyboard with a wired mouse, and kind of a cheap Logitech set of speakers and subwoofer. I kind of need to upgrade the speakers because the sound in the games is awesome, and these speakers just don't really do the job. That's what I've got. As for the steering wheel and pedal setup itself, it's the very common Logitech G27 wheel with the shifter as well, and the pedal setup, which I've modified quite a bit actually from its stock configuration. We'll get into closer detail on that. And again, like I mentioned, the BRZ seats I've got here. In the wintertime, when I swap these seats back into the BRZ, I'll throw one of my race seats on here. I have the mounting base is actually drilled for both seats, so I can swap them out quickly as needed. And once we go over the details on the rest of the kit, Shelby's gonna pick out a track. She's been reading this new book. What do you got there, Shelby?
We have Driving on the Edge, the art and Science of Race Driving.
The Art and Science of Race Driving. One of these books I picked up recently, and Shelby's gonna actually figure out a car and a track for us to run here once we get further along in the video. So let's take a closer look at how things are built. You're going to notice a common theme here with this sim rig, and that is excessive amounts of wood and lumber. This is almost entirely crafted out of spare wood that I had laying around in my shed and in the garage. 2x4s, pieces of plywood, 2x10s. You'll notice I used to craft the seat base, and the seat just bolts up to the 2x4s. As for the peripherals, we have a simple little shelf stand for the keyboard and the mouse, a used computer desk that I modified pretty heavily to mount the steering wheel and the shifter to. And as we pan underneath the desk here, you'll see how I mounted what used to be the keyboard tray where the steering wheel and the shifter are mounted, and kind of bolted them up with the rails to the rest of the desk. And you can see where I had the bolts come out through the top. Not the cleanest design, but it works, and it got the job done, and I didn't have to spend any extra money except for on the bolts and the rails. I did purchase this 3-monitor stand that is used to mount the BenQ monitors to the desk itself. And moving on to the pedal kit, another 2x4 and plywood or OSB type base that I crafted up to fit in between the desk. And you'll notice there's a lot of customization done with the pedals. These pedals are normally mounted in a plastic base, inverted from the way they are right now. So this is an inverted pedal setup mounted to a couple plywood boards using some metal brackets to provide the support, and the pedal angle and spacing was measured straight out of my BRZ for a realistic feel. Not the prettiest thing in the world, and I'll eventually add some carpet to the foot base there, but it does get the job done. So that covers pretty much everything for the rig and the PC setup itself. When it's all set up and ready to drive, it looks like this, where we have our seat in place. We can actually move it forward and backward just like any other normal adjustable seat. Our pedals down here in the back, there's actually a brace up against the wall, so when you're moving the pedals back and forth, it actually stays solidly in place. Those little 2x4s on the side are also there to keep it in place, because when you're getting crazy in the racing, the pedals tend to move around when you're giving lots of brake and gas. So that stuff keeps it solidly in place. And then you've also got your peripherals, your mouse and your keyboard nice and close. And of course the stick is right next to the steering wheel. Alright, so enough talk. We're going to jump into a race real quick. And I think Shelby's got some ideas of what we're going to drive. I have no idea. She's been looking in the book. But I'm going to crank up Project Cars here. So hopefully you can see things on the screen. Probably not. I'm looking in my viewfinder. You can see it a little bit. This is Project Cars 2. The Project Cars intro is freaking awesome just to watch it. But we're going to skip it here and we'll see if Shelby's got something lined up for us to drive. So what are we driving today, Shelby?
We are driving a Formula car.
Formula car. Alright, so open wheel race car. So we got the Formula A selected here from 2011. Alright, what track are we doing? Laguna Seca? Laguna Seca, let's do it. We'll do a, let's see, Circuit of Americas. I'm not very good at that.
What
do you think?
Let's do Long Beach.
Alright, so we're going to do Long Beach. Is that what you decided?
Yes.
Or Laguna Seca? No Laguna Seca?
No.
Darn it. Alright, so we'll do Long Beach. I think I've driven this one a little bit. Not in this car, though. Alright, let's start.
It's a really good track. I've watched and done it. It's really cool. So, enjoy.
So with Project Cars 2, you can do like a private testing. You can do career modes and online racing. I haven't actually done an online race. I was thinking about recording my first online race and sharing it with you guys, because I think it would be a giant mess like a lot of online racing is. But let's go ahead and we'll start this up. I'm not even going to touch the tuning or the pit strategy or anything. Let's just go for it.
So at the start, it automatic drives. So it just drives
The
for
tyres and
you.
brakes are going to be cold on this outlap, so take it easy and build up your speed once they get warm.
Oh, Alright, I already missed the braking point for the first turn.
So, we're gonna try again, and we'll see how it works.
I just ran this track like 20 times the other day and I already forgot where to turn. It's really hard to see. Long Beach is super hard.
Tires are cold, and the car will be slippery. Build up the temperature before you push.
Long Beach is kind of like in California, or just a place with a beach. And it has really tough turns because it's such a big track, and you never know where to turn because it's a wide open place. So, and up here there's a straight, but you're supposed to turn. And that got him the first time that we tried Long Beach. Lots of building, lots of places. And there's not really areas to watch, but you know, you can stand around and see if you can watch if you were actually there. And I think these are real tracks.
Yes, they are all real tracks.
Real tracks.
Ah, no.
They are all real tracks, but I've never heard of the name because I remember. So, Long Beach is actually a real track, so if you want to, you can go visit it or something like that, or just get a simulator and try it on here.
Okay, so now we should have some warm tires.
Mm-hmm.
A little more traction, hopefully.
Starting again.
Whoa.
There's also like a map on the corner and it shows where you're going, so I like that too. And it shows like the speed and the how fast you're going and the miles per hour. And that's pretty much what I see. There's lots of like stuff that you can see. And then on Project Cars, we may show you that website. There's red buttons over there on
Oh
the
no!
wheel.
Oh.
It will make it like you see both sides. So crushed.
You've got aero damage. Please box if you feel
Alright, so
in the cornering or straight line speed.
I've got aero damage. I messed up, so we're gonna quit this session. Just giving you a quick idea. Do you want to jump in for a drive, Shelby? We might let Shelby jump in here on iRacing and do a couple laps in the Miata. Alright, we got Shelby loaded up here, and when I built this rig, you can't really see it, but the pedal system down here is actually designed to slide in and out, and then I have extra blocks behind it to brace it, so the kids can actually jump in here and drive as well and have a little fun. So we loaded up Shelby in iRacing with a Mazda MX-5 and got her at Lime Rock Park, which is a pretty straightforward and easy track to learn on. So go ahead and hit test, Shelby. You can get started.
Okay, here we go. Finally got far and getting to the end a little. It's kind of up in the mountains.
Turn sooner.
Whoops.
Yeah, turn a little bit sooner. Turn, turn. Turn in, turn in. Okay, good. Gas,
Okay.
gas, gas. Go, go, go. All right, everybody, there you go. A quick lap around the Long Beach racetrack in a Formula car in Project Cars 2. A Formula car which I actually never driven before. That was pretty bad, but we got to show you a little bit of the game. And Shelby doing a lap around Lime Rock Park in the Mazda MX-5 in iRacing. We're gonna wrap this one up. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions about the iRacing and Project Cars 2 race rig or anything about this kit in general, I'd be happy to answer any questions, help you guys out. It's a whole lot of fun, and I have a good time racing on these simulators. So stay tuned for more stuff coming up here in the near future. Don't forget to stay fast out there. We're training hard on the simulator to get faster. We are checking out. We'll talk to you all next time.